If I was to talk about firebombings and gunfights and ransom notes between two rival drug gangs, you'd be forgiven for thinking I was talking about somewhere like Medellin or Mexico. But this story isn't happening in South America, it's happening right here in Glasgow in Scotland. Glasgow is a very beautiful city, like full of culture and architecture and very welcoming, warm people. But in recent weeks, certain areas have turned into somewhat of a war zone, as two very powerful families, the Lyons family and the Daniels family, battling it out in a bitter drug war. Stories that involve kidnappings and firebombings and shootings. Very recent weeks we're talking about in April 25. So we're going to take a visit to some of those areas and see what life is like for these people that live there today, and if there's any resolution to this. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Glasgow and the beautiful River Clyde, home of the shipbuilding of the UK. Let's go and have a look. Now, to better understand what's going on in Glasgow today, we need to rewind about 2 decades to the early 2000s. Two families, two postcodes, drug dealing families working very close to each other. And today has turned into a very, very bitter and violent feud. So we're going from the city centre up into these areas where they operate, and I'll explain who they are and how this has all come about. And it's important to realise as well that this is not a historical battle. This is current. This is happening right now. In filming this in late April, like this week, police have made 8 arrests due to these firebombings and gunfights and what have you. So let's see what we can find. Okay, so first up, the Lyons family, based here in Milton in North Glasgow, led by, started in the 90s and led by Eddie Lyons Sr. They were like a rising criminal enterprise, ran a very tight-knit organisation, but they kind of operated in broad daylight. This Eddie Lyons guy, people kind of knew what he was doing. He was given a community centre as like a community project, and from there he ran their drug dealing business as their headquarters, and the authorities even gave him like 1.4 million as an investment, fully knowing what he was doing. Absolutely crazy. So this is Milton, where the Lyons family operated from. Now, on the other side of the war is the Daniels family, who were originally scrap metal merchants, run by a very feared Jamie Daniel from here in Postle Park. And they're very, very close to each other. I've just walked from Milton down to Postle Park, very, very close to each other. Now, you've seen the films, you know what happens when two drug gangs operate next to each other. It was all fine until 2001, 2002, something like that. A big stash of cocaine belonging to one of them ended up in the hands of the other, and thus triggered this massive ongoing war and of violence, which has been going on until today. I'm now on the way to one of the sites of the most recent attacks, and we can just see exactly how close this is to everyday life. Well, this looks like a very nice suburban street, but a few weeks ago this was turned into a war zone in a firebombing in this property here, which is believed to be retaliation from one gang to another. How terrifying for the neighbours. It's absolutely awful. Just random guys rocking up in the middle of the night with petrol and setting fire to your neighbour's house. Yeah, crazy. So this war between these two gangs started with the stealing of the cocaine, but it really intensified when a member of one gang, the Lyons, a guy from the Lyons gang, got a 4x4 and went into a graveyard and pulled over the headstone of the dead son, like who had died at 8 months old, I believe. Pulled over the tombstone of his grave, and obviously it's like unacceptable on any level. So they retaliated by shooting him dead in broad daylight in an Asda car park. These people are absolutely barbaric. It's unbelievable. Right, some fun facts as an interlude to our crime documentary. Glasgow is the home of the first statue of a woman riding a horse in the UK, which is none other than Queen Victoria. I bet you didn't know that, did you? Also, the home of the invention of the raincoat, the Macintosh. And they drink Tennant everywhere here. Great beer, FYI.
So what are your first impressions of Merton?
Of what?
Where are we, Merton?
This is Bishopsbridge. Bishopsbridge. Yeah, it's a lovely place. People are very friendly and nice. They don't want to go on camera to talk about the crime war because they value their houses, apparently. Which is understandable, I guess. They don't want a Molotov cocktail for all their letterbox.
And would you recommend people come to visit?
No, actually. No. There's nothing here. Dirty houses. No, it's a great place. Come to Bishopsbridge and visit the. There's a rock buns restaurant that sells sandwiches. So, yeah. I was just in the pub and I was talking to this guy in the smoking area, and I was asking him about this that's going on. He's like, yeah, this violence has been going on for years between these two gangs. But he said, no way, I'm not going on camera because I value my house too much. Check this out. Check this out. This is one of the latest firebombings of a carpet shop between one of the gangs. Fuck me, you can smell it, it stinks. This is like a few weeks ago. Wow. What shit's I'm doing? Absolute carnage. Yeah, apparently they just came and firebombed this place in the middle of the night. You can still smell the burning, it's horrible.
Yeah. The window here. Proper storms.
Yeah. What happens? What? What happens?
We fire.
Was this the firebombing thing?
Yes.
Did you see it?
And nothing to do with us, but unfortunately it affects us too.
Yeah. Tell me about it. What happened? There's no one in there now, no?
No.
Probably. Middle of the night, wasn't it?
1 o'clock in the morning.
Fucking hell. Terrible.
Happy days, eh?
Happy days.
Lots of fire everywhere.
Yeah. Can imagine.
You have to wait for a car to get in there.
There's like pictures of little kids drawing on the wall. Here. But it didn't burn any of your stuff, no? Because you're right here, no?
Well, it affected us because it affects the roof.
Oh, okay. Where? So you're behind?
No, we're right here.
Okay.
All the way from here, all the way through.
Fucking hell. Wow. Well, thankfully it didn't like damage your stock or whatever.
Well, to a certain extent it did. Because there was stuff inside.
Mate. Did you know that that's who these people were?
No comment.
No comment. You value your house. Fair enough. Oh, it's amazing. Stinks of soot still. It's amazing. That guy was saying that he's next door and it damaged his roof. Even down here, you can see it's melted all the way down the end. One other story in this crazy timeline of violence is one of the gang members was picking up his kid from a primary school, and the rival gang, a guy dressed as a woman with a baby pram, turned up at the school gates and shot this guy to death in front of all the kids and teachers and parents. These guys know no limits. It's amazing. Amazingly bad, I mean. Well, Glasgow, very interesting city, very beautiful, full of very friendly people. I didn't quite get the concept I was hoping to get in terms of this crime war that's going on between these two gangs. I overlooked the very minor point that people aren't going to be wanting to talk about it because these are obviously dangerous people, which is understandable. And I'd be interested to see how this story develops. The police are making arrests at the moment. So I'm interested to see, and hopefully we get it cleaned up and it becomes a safe place. It's a very, very beautiful city. I was pleasantly surprised. Lots of cool places to drink and listen to music and people to chat to, so let's see. If you've watched to the end, thank you very much. And we'll see you in the next video.